let's start with a closer look in detail of the Rapha jacket. Now you'll see here I've got it in its foldable state, and that's because Rapha described this as a jacket that will easily slip into a jersey pocket. Keep watching the review because I'm going to talk about the packability a little bit further along. So the jacket itself, nice thin material, it's very lightweight, and we've got tape seams all the way through the jacket, all the way through the arms, etc., and that means it's going to be properly waterproof and the rain isn't going to get in there. The jacket's also designed to be a breathable material, and again later on in the review I'll talk a little bit more about that. We've got a plastic zip that runs all the way full length, and a nice storm flap which sits over the front and over the neck as well, which is designed to stop the water from coming in. On the sleeves we've got another plastic zip here, which allows you to slip your arms through easily, and then once your arm is in you can just do that up. Actually a little bit challenging to do on the bike while you're riding, but it's a nice feature. And then we've got this kind of nice soft material here. It's not quite neoprene, but it's a material which is just designed to put a bit of a seal around the wrist and stop the cold air and the water from going up around there. Interesting feature here, this piece of tape which goes across the outside of the jacket, that's designed so that you can cut down the centre of it and basically turn this into a short sleeve waterproof. Now that might be something that the pros want to do, but this is a very expensive jacket and I've not done that, but that is something that you can do if you wanted to. On the arms here we've got a nice little bit of high visibility detailing. Actually it's very subtle here, but if car lights shine onto this it will reflect, and there's also a little bit of that on the back as well. On the neck here you'll find a nice neoprene collar, soft on the skin, and again designed to keep you a little bit warmer and to create a bit of a seal around the neck to stop the water from going through. Obviously being a jacket there's no pockets on the back here, so this is something that you will wear over a jersey. You wouldn't use this as the kind of jersey itself, if that makes sense, on a really wet day. One thing I will say for this jacket is the materials are great. It's really well constructed, the stitching's nice, the finishing's nice, even the detailing. I mean things like the logos, the inside of the jacket, you know, this nice little story they print on the inside here. It's all designed to feel quite high end, and obviously Rapha being a bit of a premium brand, I can say that, you know, just from holding this and seeing it and touching it, it definitely appears that way. It is a little bit showery today, but actually there's probably no need for an actual rain jacket. It's not pouring it down, but I have chucked it in my back pocket of my jersey today just in case, because you never know this time of year. And I just want to talk about the packability of this jacket. So I had to roll it up quite hard to fit it into a back jersey pocket to be able to carry it on this ride, and that's fine because you know I can take it out when I need it. But if I put it on and then need to take it off again, putting it back in the pocket while I'm riding would definitely be a challenge. Today's been a very wet ride. From the moment I stepped out the door, it was raining heavily today. The rain is easing up a little bit now, but there has been some pretty heavy downpours, some pretty heavy showers. So far, the jacket has been doing a great job of keeping me dry on today's ride. So the water is just sitting on the surface of the jacket, hasn't gone through the material, hasn't gone through the seams of the jacket, and it hasn't gone up the collars, the neoprene collars, or down the neck collar either as well. So it's doing a good job of keeping me dry today. So overall, even on pretty wet days, I can say the jacket is doing its job. A fairly wet ride today. I started out in a short sleeve base layer and a gabba. It was about 6 degrees, something like that, a bit windy and quite wet, but conditions took a turn for the worse, and that's when I put the jacket on over the gabba. So for about the last hour I've been riding kind of tempo pace, heart rate zone kind of 3, putting in some efforts, a few little climbs here and there, and it's been about 6 degrees and I've not baked. So the jacket's breathing quite well, even though I've got a gabba and a base layer on and arm warmers underneath. I've really not baked, it's been good. Noticeably, I don't feel clammy either, so the inside of the jacket doesn't feel sweaty. I'd like to give you my thoughts on the Rapha Protein Race Cape, but before I do that, I'd just like to talk about my experience of waterproof jackets. So when I first got into road cycling, it was obvious I was going to need something to keep me dry if it rained, and I opted for this kind of jacket. It's a very lightweight nylon jacket. It's good if you get caught out in a shower, so it will resist the rain a little bit for a certain period of time. It's also good to wear as a wind cheat, so if you're going to wear it on a descent, for example, it could just help you to keep a little bit warmer. But the thing is, it won't keep you dry for very long because the material can get waterlogged quite quickly in heavy showers, and if you have cold air hitting that, it actually has the effect of cooling you down. The other thing is, it hasn't got tape seams, so the water is going to get through there pretty quickly and you'll get wet. Another thing is, nylon isn't particularly breathable, so if you're working hard on the bike, it's easy to get quite sweaty and quite clammy inside this kind of jacket. So I upgraded to a fully breathable, fully waterproof jacket. Now that jacket was actually quite good. If it was raining when I already went out on the bike and I could wear it from the start, it was great. The problem was that jacket wasn't very packable, so if I needed to take it off while I was on the bike, the only way to store it was to put it up the back of the jersey, which is not particularly comfortable. There was no way that jacket was fitting in a jersey pocket. So in the end, I bought another jacket that would be breathable, would be waterproof and packable as well. So I did my research and I was reading some reviews online and also reading some comparison tests as well. And in the end, I opted for the Rapha jacket. Part of the reason I went for this jacket is because of the colour. This kind of semi-fluoro colour helps you to stand out on the road. Obviously, when it's raining, the conditions can be a little bit grey and dark, so anything to help you to be seen on the bike can be quite a good thing. The other thing is, of course, it had fully taped seams, so it would be waterproof and it would resist the wind better as well. I'm really impressed by the breathability of this jacket. When I'm working hard on the bike wearing this, it breathes really well, so it doesn't get clammy in my experience. Also, it's definitely kept me dry. I've worn this in some pretty heavy rain showers, and it's done a really good job so far of keeping me dry. Another thing is, it definitely can keep you warmer when you wear it as a wind jacket. I actually wore this on a descent from the Col de Tourmalet in the Pyrenees, and it did a really good job then of keeping me warm in some pretty cold, pretty thin mountain air. It did a good job with that. The thing is though, it's not particularly packable. As I mentioned earlier on in the review, if you're taking it off when you're on the bike, you're going to have to stop, fold it up and then put it in a jersey pocket. Overall, I am impressed by the jacket, but as I say, if you're looking for something that's definitely packable, you might want to shop around a little bit.